What's up YouTube, Jeff back again today, another very exciting Samsung video for you guys. Today we are talking about the One UI 6.0 beta once again, and today I'm going to do kind of a review of beta 1. I've been using it now for 4 days, so I've had some time to kind of see how the battery life is, talk about some of the key bugs, and yes, there are quite a few bugs here. You definitely should not use this on your daily phone. I've been doing that just to give you guys the true experience, but I don't even know. Potentially I could switch my phone, my main SIM into my Z Fold 5 just so that I don't have to deal with these bugs, because there are quite a few. And then I'll talk about some of my new favorite features too as well, all that kind of stuff, and what Samsung might be able to improve in the next beta. So first of all, let's talk about the notification shade and the quick panel and everything, because that seems to be one of the most polarizing changes that's in One UI 6.0. And I overall kind of like it after using it here for about 4 days. The one thing that I do like is, even though when you swipe down regularly, it only expands partially and you get this top row situation, you do have the option of having this diagonal down. Hard to do behind the camera, but you have a diagonal down swipe from the top right corner that can bring down the whole entire quick panel. And so I really don't feel like the design or layout of the two finger, we have to swipe down twice, doesn't really bother me too much. I actually have no problem with it. Now, the design could use some work. There's a little bit of unused space here. I think a few of these things could be a little more customizable. And, I think they'll play around with that in the next couple betas. So we might see a few more customization options in terms of where the sliders are, where some things are positioned. There are a couple of options you can do in here, which I kind of showed, like device control, media control options, brightness control. You can choose if you want to show those or not. And you can also edit, the position of the tiles, like what's in the tiles. But there's certainly a couple other things they could do to make it more customizable. So hopefully they'll change some of those things. Now the media widget, I absolutely love the new media widget, and I posted some pictures of the new wave animation. You guys have probably seen them on my Twitter. Huge fan. Some people don't think it looks as good as the Pixel version, but I personally think it looks better than the Pixel. I've used the one on my Pixel 7 Pro quite a few times, and I actually like this quite a bit better. So definitely a huge fan of the media widget overall. The other features that I really noticed so far in day-to-day use are the different animations. Now the animations, they can be a little bit janky here and there, because of course it is a first beta. But overall, I kind of like the nonlinear animations. There's still some work to polish them in terms of the app going back into the home screen. Sometimes you see like the home screen itself flash. Like I said, the animations are a little janky, but since it's a first beta, I'm gonna let that go. They could smooth it up a little bit, make the transitions a little better. The animations from the always on display to the clock on the home screen is also very nice. Even if you have two different clocks, you guys see there the bounce animation, how it kind of goes right in and right back out. Right back out. Very nice. Those are definitely improved from One UI 5.1. So that's another thing that I really like about it overall. There's also some nice changes to the camera. I think the buttons are in more usable spots. Definitely like this option, which is different than the camera assistant option, the advanced intelligence option, maximum, medium, and minimum. I will say that when you capture photos, if you leave this on maximum, it is substantially slower than the default for One UI 5.1. So I think medium may have been the default before. I don't know, because this is all about the time it takes in post-processing. But I don't think it was on maximum in One UI 5.1, because it's a lot slower when you take a photo. In fact, let's see if I can just maybe snap a photo here. Actually, we've got this Soracus over here that my son gave me. Always gives us a dinosaur to hang out, which we appreciate. You can see it's actually a little bit of a delay, and especially if you're taking low light photos, it can be a little bit of a delay. But I think they've improved some things in the camera, which is nice. Let's talk about some of the bugs, because I am going to make a top 7 features video where I kind of go through my favorite 7 features. I've already talked about some of the key ones. Let's talk about some of the key bugs. So if you're thinking about running the One UI 6.0 beta 1, there's a lot of apps that don't work. If you got your banking apps, like for instance, I use Fidelity Investments for my banking app. I also have PNC. Those applications are not going to work because the security certificate is not certified to work on the One UI 6.0 beta. So all your finance stuff, your tap to pay is not going to work for the most part. If you use Google Pay, I haven't known to get it to work, at least in vending machines around here, around my office. So a lot of your stuff with finance is just not going to work. That's usually pretty typical for the beta. Also, another app that doesn't work great is Slack. Slack has had a lot of force closes, crashes, and sometimes when I'm in a Slack message, it accidentally sends the message like a ton of times, even though I only tapped enter once. I'll show you guys an example earlier today. I was in a Slack conversation. I posted this over on Twitter. You can see it sent this message like 12 times, even though I only hit enter one time. So if you rely on Slack for kind of your daily messaging for work, I wouldn't install the beta because it's definitely pretty buggy and it's not the best experience. Most other apps work okay. YouTube Studio has also had some forced closes. YouTube Studio never seems to be properly optimized for the One UI betas when they arrive. I don't really know why that is, but that seems to always be the case. Let's talk about a few things that do work that sometimes don't work. Android Auto works, so that's good. If you use Android Auto every day, I use Android Auto every day on my way to work. My drive in my Audi Q8 works just fine. So no problems with that. Also, Galaxy Watch 6 Classic right here is paired to the S23 Ultra running the beta and it runs fine. No real issues with the Bluetooth there. I have had intermittent Bluetooth issues connecting to my Bluetooth headphones, so I have some Beats Studio Pro and some Bang & Olufsen over-ear headphones as well, and earbuds. And those are kind of intermittently cutting out occasionally, which is not great also, but also not a huge surprise. Bluetooth sometimes ends up being a problem on some of these betas, so that's also not super surprising. Most of the other apps work okay. I mean, some crashes here or there. One thing I did notice is if you go up here to the app drawer and you sort in the custom order, you'll notice that like it doesn't use the entire space here on the very bottom. It doesn't use up your entire app list grid. But then if you sort by alphabetical order, then it does. So I don't really know what's going on there. I have the 5x5 grid set, so it should look like this. I guess that's just another bug as well. Unfortunately, the Good Lock modules, they don't work either. That's another disclaimer that I made in my installation video. If you rely on Good Lock to do anything on your phone, which I use Good Lock for everything, so using a phone with a Samsung phone without it, it's kind of difficult for me. None of the Good Lock modules really work. I mean, there might be one or two, but I uninstalled most of them, if not all of them. Camera Assistant works. That might be the only one. I uninstalled the rest of them just because they were causing too many crashes and bugs when I first installed it, so I just removed all the other Good Lock modules. So if you're going to try to run the beta, you're going to have to live without your favorite Good Lock modules. That's just the way it goes. Next thing is battery life. Let's talk about battery life. So battery life overall has been pretty good. I would say it's been slightly worse than One UI 5.1. Remember, I do use Android Auto wirelessly in the evening and the morning, so about 35 minutes each way on my commute. Android Auto wireless sucks a lot of battery life. So I probably have worse screen on time and battery life than most people. You can see here that I'm at 58%. It's 2:30 p.m. So, I mean, I'm about more than halfway through my day. I've been getting till 10 p.m. when it's down to about 20% at 10 p.m. Not the best, but I think One UI 5.1, it was maybe at like 25 to 30. So I wouldn't say it's substantially worse or anything like that. Plus it is, beta. You got to give some leeway there. It's not like we're going to be running this forever. Beta 2 will be out in just a couple weeks, and hopefully they'll fix some of those issues. So in terms of things I'd like to see them fix, obviously the animations, obviously using some of this unused space up here could be fixed up a little bit, I think. And there's a couple of other things that we could definitely do as well. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm certainly going to be doing some more reviews of One UI 6.0 best features, some more stuff on the foldable phones, etc. And check out the links in the description if you guys are interested in signing up for my newsletter, also signing up for one of the giveaways for this month. Like and subscribe with the notification icon for future videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.